Today, I'm having two great men on set. One by my left is Donancy Onosakponome. See, yeah, he's here on set. Can you say hello to Via over there?
Hello, viewers.
Okay, then to my right, I have my big brother, Henry Orojoma, isn't it?
Yes, Orojoma.
Orojoma.
Yes.
Orojoma.
Orojoma, yes.
What does that mean?
Greatness is still in the body.
Oh, wow, that's great. Okay, these are two great young men who are actually carved niche for themselves, in their various areas of endeavor. And we deemed it fit to bring them on set because we've been doing a series on how to make extra cash while on campus as students. And we are continuing in that series today. And today we shall be looking at students, because the hike problems, the school hike problem is a serious problem for students, and many students are at the verge of dropping out of school. So that's why we deem it fit to be bringing this series to dwell more on this series. Now, these people, they've passed through the university environment, and they want to know to hear their stories today, how they survived in the school. First, we want to know if they were born with silver spoon and all that. Now, to my left, Don Tudami, you are a young man who has done so much for yourself today. You are the MD of not just one company, you are the MD of Don Tudami Group, which involves Shiloh Beach, a very beautiful beach out there, and you are also the MD of African Child Foundation. Now, how did this all start? Were you born with silver spoon?
Yeah, growing up, I've never seen the silver, not talk of having a spoon to attach to it. Let me say I was born with the grace. Grace should be the right word.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted from a very humble background of a family of 24 children. I'm 21 out of the 24. And it's a hustle ground. Everybody for himself, Jesus for everybody, as it is in a practical African family. But from growing up, I already made up my mind that I was going to succeed no matter what it takes. I was going to succeed, and I knew that specifically that I was going to be very great. How it's going to come, I started the process. Far when I was much younger, my father has a business. Inside the business, I created my own business. The business we're doing there was grinding cassava, that is gari, making gari. I noticed that there was wastage through the stash. They were drilling the gari to get dry for the process of that is cassava processing. I noticed that starch was wasting. I said, no, this money wasting. Yeah. I started harnessing the starch. I made it a brand business for myself. And I noticed that even in the village where we stay, we have a lot of these young palm trees growing everywhere. You see banga everywhere. I was hustling that one too and taking it to the market. So I was making money already at 8 years old.
Wow.
At 8 years old, I started making money for myself.
Wow.
So I grew into kerosene distribution. We sell kerosene in bottle. This things I'm telling you now, it's not capital. I say, okay, I not get capital and I never do anything. It's totally off it. These are things within your environment that you can harness to make a business. So from there, I went through the 4 walls of the university. Going to the university, I established a brand. Miss Desu Beauty Pageant. Then there also myself and Ayomako AY of AY Life. I was doing the most beautiful girl. I was doing Miss Desu Beauty Pageant. From there, I started writing the Mandate newspaper. Some of my school guys then, they still remember Mandate. Mandate is another group. So the next question you will now ask, how was I able to raise capital in all of this?
Wow.
In all of this, I just told you that the capital is within itself. The capital is within the business. The capital is within the environment. Goodwill, friends and family. And like I just told you, I saw wastage. I tapped the wastage. I made money out of it. And that is capital. I generated the capital. The problem with young people these days, they don't see more than their nose. You are complaining that there's no capital to start that small business that's in your mind. Inborn, genuine business that's in your mind. You don't have the capital, yet you are carrying a phone of 250,000.
Wow.
I can't see myself buying it to date. I can't see myself buying a phone of 250,000. What do I need it for? It's not as if I cannot afford it, but they are not necessity. A phone is also hello, hi, and WhatsApp and make. There are cheaper Android phone you can do with all of this, and you can do businesses worth billions even on a small Android phone of a 20 to 40,000. But you prefer to carry big head on your head and empty skull,
Wow.
and you complain that the hardship, you blaming your family background for your fortunate situation. Once you are on the surface of the earth in Africa, you should know that you start developing skill to add value to your life.
Okay. I think I'll come back to you, Mr. Donasi
Thank you.
But quickly, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Now you are a very tough young man and an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, can you really advise the young ones out there on campus? What do you think they can do extra to make money, extra cash, especially now that the school fees hike is biting so much on them?
Actually, like what I always tell people, I tell people that the prices of things cannot go down. You don't expect school fees to remain. My days, the highest school fees I paid was 5,400.
Wow.
You don't expect school fees to remain at 5,400 after 20 years. The prices of things will continue to be on the increase. Now, what do you do? Like my brother have said, you hit the ground running from day one. You have that mindset that, look, I have to be great. Once you have that mindset, you begin, I'm telling you, ideas will come, you start doing a personal experience. Myself, when I got admission into school, I knew very well that it's not going to be a very smooth ride for me. So what did I do? Instead of getting money I didn't have a CD player in my room. I didn't have a television in my room. All I needed was a table and a chair. Now, the extra money I would have used to buy television and all that, I used that to acquire little skill.
Wow.
If you knew me on campus, I was the technical director of almost all fellowships.
Wow.
I'm setting sound for them and all that, repairing rechargeable lantern. Everybody, even people that have CD players, will bring them to me for repairs.
Wow.
And I was making a living.
Wow. They were paying you for all these services?
They were paying me while on campus. So you see that I was already making money on campus. I was living as if my father was a very rich man and all that. No, the rich people will go and buy expensive CD player. By the time the thing, maybe a fuse just blow up, they will bring it to my room. I will fix it
and charge them. Wow.
So I was making money while on campus. So, like my brother has said, the problem is these children these days, they move about with empty skull and they want things that are very big. How can you buy a phone of 250,000? Even as I stand here today, I am working in an oil and gas company, but I cannot go and buy a phone of 250,000. For what? Meanwhile, that same person does not even have a laptop. You don't even have a laptop. You even see some of them, if they manage to graduate, you give them an interview just to type their CV. They cannot even type. They can't even type and print. So, so these children have to be talked to. I'm standing here today to encourage you. There's no need for you to drop out. It's just for you to cut down your taste for
luggage.
yes.
Just on luxury.
Drop excess luggage. That's what my auntie was always telling me while I was on campus. He said, see excess luggage, drop some. When you drop it, you find out some of your parents will give you money or whatever you're doing to get money. When you go and buy phone 450,000, you don't even have 100 naira to recharge the phone. And it doesn't make sense.
From what I've heard so far from the two gentlemen, it's quite obvious that the challenge is not really startup capital, because that's always the excuse people give. It's not really about start, meaning the capital is even in you. What you need, from what Mr. Harry just said, is a skill. Now, the other time I made a broadcast that every parent, one of the greatest values they must imbue in their kids before taking them to the university is ensuring they acquire one relevant skill or the other, which is going to be useful to them in school. That is very vital. Now, we find out that many of these girls, for instance, we're talking about girls now on campus, some of them know how to make hair. But the challenge with them is that they don't know how to transform this into a business venture. Now, I was speaking to a young lady a few days ago on campus, and she said, I couldn't attend the lecture, the DESO at 30, because I was making hair for some of my friends. And say, wow, you make hair? I say, yes, I do hair, very fine, And I asked, how much did you charge your friends? He said, no, they are my friends. Why should I charge them? And I laughed. You see, we have this spirit of Father Christmas. And if you carry that mentality, that mindset, now that the difference between poor people and rich people is that rich people look out for solution and give it at a cost. But the poor man has so much solution and is distributing
for free.
for free. Yeah.
For free.
So now what they are saying is that there is so much students on campus can do. Please, can we pinpoint some practical things? I just made mention of here now, and you talked about the being the technician thing you did well in school. What other things can you advise them? You think? And please, mind you, so many of these students and people out there watching this will say, you guys is so sweet, you are saying it now. Now, in your days, you said you pay school fees of just 5,000 naira. Today, the prevalent situation and circumstances is quite different. Now, speak in the current reality. What do you have to say, Mr. Henry?
There are a whole lot that these children can do.
Okay, like?
Yesterday, I was on campus. I saw when all the photographers were running to one point, looking for, just one small girl that was doing the picture editing for them. And you can imagine how much that girl is being paid. Even some of us were even doing part-time teaching. All these private schools, they don't pay big money, but they can give you 1 or 2 hours on daily basis. Anytime you are free, you go and lecture. You teach small children. You can do home lesson. You are gathering money. It doesn't stop you. You know that if you see a student now, we tell you I'm reading, as if they are reading 24 hours.
Wow.
So these are little things you can do. If you see a lot of business centers on campus, most of them shy away. I'm a student, I cannot work in the business center. In those days, students were working in business center. They were the ones that started those business centers.
Wow.
You see them, they type your project, they earn money. And they are still in class with you. You understand? I don't want to mention names here. A couple of our friends.
Wow.
Like my project was typed by my classmate.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Mr. Henry. I think one significant thing that I just got from Mr. Henry's, point right now is the fact that as a student, you could actually do photography because there's so much in it. Now, imagine the crowd yesterday that came on convocation, and many of them were scrambling for very few number of photographers. As a student, you could actually use your school fees to even buy camera. That's an investment, talking about capital. And you do you make so much money from there. Now, he has also made mention of business center. You may not necessarily be the owner of the business center, but you can make so much money from that too, all right? And going to work in business center is just like a skill. You're also acquiring skill, which you are going to use to make more money. So let's come to you, Mr. Don. What do you have to say? What other practical things?
You see, practically, you see this thing they call money. It's inborn. If I give you 10,000 ways to make money, I'm just fooling you.
Wow.
What you will use to make money is already in you. Open your eyes of understanding to see what is prevalent in your environment. There is no two way about it. Nobody teaches anybody how to make money. There is no secret to it. When you were born, there are innate ability God has given to you. You exhibit them every day. Ask yourself, what value can you give? Money is in the value. What you give is what will bring reward to you. There is other than one way to make money on campus. I will not want to go into that. I want you to search within you. You will see it. In my first opening remark, I did mention that I looked around me and I saw money wasting. If you can develop the foresight to see where the money is going, there you are.
Okay,
fantastically rich.
Wow, that was a beautiful one from Mr. Donansi Onosakonome. I believe you've learned something today. We'll be putting a stop to it here today, but hoping to come your way next time with more beautiful ideas on how you can make money while on campus. Don't give up. Don't drop out of school because you are a bundle of talent. You are a bundle of, intellect. You have so much inside of you. You are a conglomerate. They are all inside of you fighting for expression. Just tap the buttons and the expression will come. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. So thank you for staying glued to us. Still your friend, Marcos Ikure, till we meet in our next broadcast.
All right.
Bye for now.
Bye.